Hey everybody, welcome back to just one of these, vlog type things, just kind of hanging back and just kind of letting the thoughts fly right now. Um, you know, just Halloween's on the horizon. When I'm posting this will probably be close to Halloween. Um, and, I was initially gonna do a video where I talked about like some ghostly or spiritual like encounters, but every time I did the video, it just felt very, um, um, is it disingenuous? Is that the word? Like it just didn't feel real, you know. Um, so, um, so So I'm just kind of gonna free talk for a little bit, just because I just have some ideas and thoughts going through my head a little bit. A lot about the ideas of like ghost, spirituality. And just to clarify, again, I don't know if just I think I've said it before in one of these vlogs. I'm not personally religious. I do come from a Christian family, not like heavily, like Christian oriented, but my mom is, very much with, Jesus and those sort of ideas. My brother seems to be jiving that way as well. Um, I float more towards spiritual like thinking. Initially, I did, you know, believe in Jesus and all that sort of stuff. Um, but the more as time went on and just hanging out with certain people, I've kind of grown in more into an atheist sort of mindset where I don't really believe in that sort of stuff. And funny enough, actually, I don't know if you've ever noticed on the channel, but I used to wear a cross, and initially when I was wearing that cross, um, that was, in line with Jesus and stuff like that. And that gradually became my own thing, because as is with the Bible and everything like that, I'm just going to take these off because I can't see the camera. As time went on, I developed more of of my own interpretation of it, my own attachments to it as a result, and um, and that's when people would say, "Oh, well, that doesn't make sense. That's the cross and everything like that." And I thought the Bible was meant to be all interpretive, and you're allowed to think however you want to think about it. I guess there is a way to look at it, So but one day, actually a few weeks ago, I was out surfing, and um, then my necklace broke, and the piece of it came off, and I was able to keep the rest of it intact, and it wouldn't fit my neck anymore, but it would fit my brother's, and I took it kind of as like an odd sign of sorts to like give it to him. And good thing too, because now I have a new necklace, which is that of an arrowhead. And for those who understand what the arrowhead represents, it's an arrowhead pendant. So in Native American culture, it would be considered a sign of protection. And in other spiritual belief systems, they would consider it as protection, um, as a peace sign, or some sort of symbolizing the peace. And I think that it suits me more now for where I'm at spiritually, because I just don't float with that sort of idea about Jesus and the Bible and stuff like that. I just don't float that way anymore. I think they're good stories. I think that it's like I said before. It's most things in this world. I mean, everything really is based on a human construct. It's based on human skin, because someone wrote the Bible. An actual human wrote that Bible. Okay, it's not, the Lord or Jesus or whoever you want to think. I mean, I mean, you think however you want to think. I mean, if you think I'm just full of myself, I mean, that's perfectly fine. But my view has been that everything, because no one asked the question, who wrote the Bible? Everyone's like, well, that's it could be this, it could be that, and it's like, and isn't it funny how the Bible's words always change every so often? They always have a New Testament, a new this and that. It's never the original text. It always has to be changed just a tiny bit. So, and who's doing that? Humans themselves. It's not some godlike figure coming down and writing shit down. It's just, it's us. We're the ones who have developed these ideas. We're the ones who have manifested these ideas, and they've grown and all that sort of stuff. And for some people, there's a benefit, and to a lot of people, I see it as more of a form of insanity, honestly. You know, but and you might think I'm insane too, just based on my own beliefs. Who knows? But I've always viewed it more as an energy. Like just based on vibes, just based on just daily life. Just when you walk around and just how you feel personally. Like, that's how I interpret spirituality. I don't look at it as, like, I mean, there is I guess you could say that sometimes at some points there might have been a ghostly element to it, maybe like as a sign, like a foreshadowing. Like I've had that happen. You know, like there was that video that I did where I was talking about my 20s, and just about how things are all weird, and how things can be kind of difficult. And as that video was done, literally 10 minutes after that, because I was saying in the video that I just feel like something is going to happen. I feel like something, like I could just feel it in my bones, because I was just stressed. I was just feeling anxious. Like there was a worry, like something was going to happen, and 10 minutes after that, my car broke down, and then I found out my dog passed away, and a bunch of things that happened that day. And it's moments like that that kind of give a ghostly like impression. There's been other instances like that too, where I've been given foreshadows, of events, and and I won't speak on that because that's a more personal thing. But it's like it's weird how it's weird how it works. Like for me, it's just always been like it just kind of happens. You don't focus so much on it. Sometimes it's good to do that because you're reining yourself in. But like there is such a thing as ghost-like qualities within spirituality. And I've said this before about ghosts per se, because I don't subscribe to the idea of like the ghouls and stuff like that. But I'm also the kind of person that doesn't be cynical about it, and just say completely like this is just how it is. I don't wish to challenge it either. If there are stuff like that out there, then you do you. I'm just gonna do my thing. I'm not just about to go to like a cemetery, or or do this, or go to a haunted house or whatever like that. Like if there really is stuff like that out there, I'm not personally gonna mess with it. I'm just saying that personally speaking, I just don't believe in that sort of stuff. But if it does exist, then you do you, and I'll do me. So that's just kind of how I am as a person. Like I wouldn't say I'm open-minded, but I'm considerate. I'm like, okay, like that's that, and like, but that's not how I see it. So, but I've always said though about ghosts, because my version of ghost is always about your past, and your ghost is always about uh, things that may have had an effect on you. That to me is what really ghosts are. Um, Ghosts are the shadows of your past. That is to me what ultimately ghosts really are. And um, and sometimes you get a whisper of it, like I've had this happen many times, where you're just hanging out, you're doing your thing, and it's not necessarily a trigger, but it's just it just kind of just floats out, like sometimes you're just hanging out and there's nothing there that really makes it come out. It just shows up, and it just kind of passes by you, you know like, and you feel that, you feel that the that that emotion for a small second. It's in some ways a reminder, you know perhaps maybe because in a few moments you might be tested, or in or that it's just um, it's just a hello from what was, and that's happened many times, um, but um, like that's just how I believe in things. I know people will probably think that I'm probably full of myself, but again, I would say that any spiritual belief is, full of themselves. But it's all about, um, I mean, more or less like any, like religion, or in some cases spirituality. It's like we're all hypocrites into this sort of thing, because we all interpret it in a certain way, the problem is that certain religions want you to be with their beliefs and line up with their thinking versus having your own thinking. Um, but I also say, hey, like as long as you're not going off the deep end, even if I personally don't believe it, like, or believe in how you're seeing things, like, hey, I mean, do you? Like, I'm not this guy who's just gonna be like, oh, that's stupid, dude. Why are you doing that? Come on now. It's like, no. If you want to do that, then as long as you're not hurting yourself, then it's fine. Because there's nothing wrong with exploring in spirituality, or exploring in a religious type of fashion. I mean, personally, like I said, I think it's kind of insane. But again, as long as you're not hurting yourself in any major capacities, then whatever, you know. Um, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have said what I said just a little bit ago about, you know, people, like, everyone's spiritual beliefs are full of shit. I don't know. Everyone has their own beliefs, so I shouldn't have probably said that. So, yeah. So, everyone has their own beliefs. Everybody has their own way of thinking, and as long as as long as you're not hurting yourself in the process, you're not leaning too close to those sort of things. Because there's a measure of what I think spirituality is. There's that amount that's informative, and then there's that amount that can kill you. So it's a matter of how much you take, and it's how much you indulge. So, but from my point of view, I've always seen it as psychology. Like psychology with a dip of with a dip of potential mystic like quality, but more or less just psychology. Like the ghost that people speak of is usually stuff from your past, and sometimes it's a reminder, sometimes it's a test, and then sometimes it's just a hello, so, but that's personally what I think, you know. So forget what I said just a minute ago about like saying, oh fuck, you know, everyone's beliefs are full of shit. That wasn't the right thing to say. So, um, you know, everyone has their own beliefs, and you know, I respect it. You know, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, I might not believe in what you're thinking, but I do support, you know, people, you know, just like, you know, exploring, you know, their 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 exploring, you know, their mental state, and you know, trying to practice meditation. You know, I'm in support of that, because that's the best medicine in the world. You know, it's not literal medicine. It's, you know, it's the practice of taking care of yourself. You know, like that to me is what really promotes growth, and you know, really keeps you afloat. You know, but like I said before, it's also the measure of how much of it you do. So, because ultimately, if you do too much, that could lead to some fatal. It could be fatal. But if you're just doing it, if there's the right way of, if you're doing it if you're doing it in the right way, then you'll see it as a benefit. You know, so yeah, so I just, like I said, just kind of free talking today. Just kind of letting my thoughts just kind of go. You know, not here to challenge anybody's beliefs. You know, if you're a Christian, or if you're whatever, you know, like, you know, you do you. You know, as long as, like I said, as long as you're not hurting yourself. You know, I personally don't have a problem with that. I honestly just don't really care. So, I'm not one of these like political dudes who just like, you know, like, oh my god, what's wrong with the church and blah 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 blah. Like, I kind of was that guy, but it's like, you know, I don't really care. Like, just as long as you're fine, you know, and you're not doing stuff that's going to really, like, really harm you, then, you know, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for me. Mom's calling, so I just probably need to pick up the phone. So, but yeah, just wanted a little free talk, just talk about some thoughts, kind of lined up with Halloween in a way, talking about ghosts and spiritual stuff. But let me know your thoughts. If you guys are just cool with sharing, you know, like I said, you know, you know, hey, like, your beliefs are your beliefs, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't have no judgments here, you know, so, you know, if you want to talk, let's talk. You just leave something in the comments. And yeah, so that'll be it for me, guys. So I'm gonna go pick up the phone now, and keep safe out there for Halloween, guys. Just be safe, and you know, always practice spiritual. You know, always practice spirituality, guys. It's a good thing for you, mentally speaking. Meditation and all that, that's the best medicine in the world. Even if you're not a full believer of that sort of thing, I say take advantage of it, because it's gonna do you more good than anything. So yeah, guys. I'll catch you guys next time, and just be safe out there. So have fun on Halloween, and hopefully I'll catch you on Halloween with a special video. Stay tuned. So all right. So I'm out. So you guys have a good day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.